Greetings and welcome to CIBER Focus, your source for timely international business information. My name is Jimmy Bettcher, and our guest today is Professor Sheri Fella. Professor Fella teaches management here at the Kelley School. She is also the faculty partner for GloBASE Ghana. As part of this program, Professor Fella recently returned from leading a group of Kelley MBAs to work with entrepreneurs in Ghana. Sheri, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the GloBASE program in general?
Certainly. GloBASE is an acronym for Global Business and Social Entrepreneurship, and the aim of this is a couple-fold. One, to give students an opportunity to really apply all the business skills they learn here at Kelley in a global emerging setting at an entrepreneurial level, and two, to give our partners access to services they otherwise wouldn't have in exchange for them providing this learning opportunity to our students. So in a nutshell, it's an international consulting engagement.
That's great. Could you tell us a little bit about why you personally got involved with GloBASE Ghana?
Absolutely. I got involved because it's a passion of mine, and by that I mean social entrepreneurship, especially targeted at women, which is what the GloBASE Ghana program is focused on, women entrepreneurship. So that was of interest to me, and also because it's a leadership development opportunity for our students, which is also a passion of mine. So there's a lot of personal and professional interests that come together for me in this program.
Now, so the group just recently got back, let's say a month ago or so, but preparations have been going on for almost a year or a year plus or something along that. Could you tell us a bit about some of the preparations that went into getting ready to launch this new program in Ghana?
Absolutely. It takes many different resource and partners, from the MBA office to our CIBER group here on campus, who's also instrumental, to the student leadership team, who are our student partners on the project, as well as our partners on the ground in Ghana. So for a year, we've really been building those relationships and being able to drive those relationships to define projects and being able to focus our resources on areas where we can make a tangible difference, a measurable difference for everyone, students and partners alike. So yeah, it's gone quickly, but it has been a year.
What did the in-class component of GloBASE look like?
In-class for the Ghana program was a blend of our specialty areas from faculty members here, whether it be strategy or consulting engagement skills or how to conduct a country analysis, to a partnership with experts from Ghana. Dr. Obeng from the African Studies Group was instrumental. Many of our partners from Ghana were actually flown here for us to spend time with on behalf of thanks to CIBER and our partnership with them. So it was a blend of both, basically taking skill sets and knowledge we have here, but then relying on our Ghanaian experts to be able to tell us how that would work in Ghana, so that our students have a feel for that before they get on the ground.
How do you think the in-country experience is built on that 7 weeks of classroom experience?
I feel like, there's nothing like being on the ground.
Yeah. Sure.
We can't simulate that in its entirety, but it gave the students at least an opportunity to try and engage it, to try and ask questions about how that would work, to give them at least some cultural aspects to expect once they get on the ground, and to be able to understand from folks very familiar with Ghana, not Sheri Fella, who's not a Ghanaian expert, what kinds of challenges they might anticipate, whether it be culturally or logistically or what have you. So I think it was a good foundation, but again, it's never like being on the ground.
For sure,
right?
Certainly. What do you think was the biggest challenge that you faced in your role as the faculty partner?
Wow, great question. I think the challenge for me is always, how do you provide an experience for the students that is challenging but not overwhelming? But that there's enough struggle in their learning happens, and that the students are stretched in a number of ways, not just their international consulting skills, but as leaders and team members themselves. So that's always a challenge, finding that balance. The second challenge is it's any challenge going internationally to an emerging market. So just logistics and safety and those things on the ground are always a challenge. But I mean, we have strong students here who are a big part of minimizing those risks. So
yeah, for sure. Now that you've had a little bit of time to digest, coming back from Ghana and whatnot, what would you say some of your key takeaways from the experience, both in Ghana as well as back here at Kelley, have been from the experience?
Good. Yeah, I was actually just discussing this with our partners from Ghana this week on a call. And for me, one is that we accomplished the goals that CIBER has for the program. I feel confident in that our students did superb work. And the reason I feel confident in saying that is that I'm hearing it firsthand from our partners. and how they're actually implementing those actions and recommendations that our students gave them. So that's one aspect. The other thing that I take away is that I think it's a great example of how much measurable impact can really be made in a short time window of 9 weeks, 7 weeks here, 2 weeks there. So I think for me, we really can even challenge ourselves further from a student and partner perspective to really feel confident that we can accomplish some pretty meaty projects for them as we move forward in our partnership.
That's awesome. Well, building on those key takeaways, what would you say moving forward? What's your vision for what the GloBASE program, especially in Ghana, can look like, and what do you envision and what do you want it to be?
Excellent. I think we have a strong foundation that we've built, and so I want us to be more and more, our network to be stronger and broader. And by that I mean more opportunity for more projects, more choices for the students in regard to project experience. And the wider our network is, the bigger impact we have. So whether it's student projects or myself and others working on projects with our partner group while we're there, I think we learned what's possible logistically on the ground, and now we know what we can really take on and do well. Not just take it on to take it on, but do well. And so my vision is that we continue to grow the footprint we have in very tangible ways, not just through the students, but through my involvement and the staff's involvement as well. So we help our partners, not just for that 9-week window that we have, but throughout the year.
That's great. And my last question, any favorite story or favorite moment from your time in Ghana?
Yeah, that's I've been asked this several times. Favorite moment by far was Tuesday night. And the Tuesday night was a culmination of all the work that the student teams did, and hearing our partners unprompted stand up in front of everyone and say, this has been life-changing, you must come back, this has been great. And hearing the same thing from the students. To me, that's worth every ounce of energy and effort that every single person has put into this project, because it did make a difference for everyone. So that was my favorite moment of the trip.
Great. Well, Professor Fella, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Really glad that you took some time out and shared your experiences with GloBASE Ghana with us today as well.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you learned something about the important international and social entrepreneurial work of the Kelley School of Business. If you have topics that you'd like to discuss in future cyber focuses, please contact the Center for International Business Education and Research here at the Kelley School. Thank you.